5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
God, the Euphoria soundtrack is so good. Hey, 168 maybe of Pod a Day, Dr. Way. It's all good. That all good stuff. That is the official intro. It's a beautiful day. Well, it's not the day anymore, and it actually was a really nice day. And I'm sick, by the way, not ill. We're gonna talk about normal things. Just let me get through this. I'm sick of people. I'm not actually. I don't actually care. But for the bit, I'm sick of people going on about. Basically, today I was like, I just wish houses in England just built with air conditioning like in America. Obviously, I know where they're not. Places in America, not all parts, but it's just hotter there, so you're gonna have air conditioning. This is a colder country, a rainier country. The houses are built out of brick, and they've got radiators on the wall and stuff, and it's just it's not a place built for hot, more for cold, right? Not even that cold, but just sort of rainy type of place. The more slanted roofs, perhaps, so rain cannot puddle. But what I do have to say is, I said that comment. I said, it'd be nice if we had air conditioning, but we don't really need it. We don't really need it. We only really have some for like 2 days a year. We only really have some for like 2 weeks a year. And it's like, I'm so sick of people saying that. It's just not true. It's just false. Yeah, okay, England is a country. England is my city, right? And yeah, it's a rainy place. Sure. Could it maybe be a little less rainy? Okay, it's not perfect. But I'll tell you right now, it's not hot for 2 weeks of the year. I think the year we had COVID, or when I say the year we had it, like the main year, 2020 or 2021, that year genuinely it was like only 2 weeks. But for the most part, it's like 3 months, which, okay, sure. For the rest of the time, basically non-stop being rainy, to only have 3 months, yeah, it's not a lot. But it's still a significant amount of time for like air conditioning, would be nice. Because, right now, I'd say it's actually been getting quite hot. And we're at the beginning of June now. It's been getting quite hot recently. And it's like, it's going to be like this until like August, maybe mid-September. Hot. That's not 2 weeks. Okay, sure, maybe for only 2 weeks. It's like when it hits a record-breaking temperatures like 40 degrees. Sorry if you use Fahrenheit, but I just don't know how that works. But like last year, I think it was like new record of like 42 degrees or something, right? So sure, maybe for like 2 days, 2 weeks, yeah, you hit the really high 30s and stuff. But look, even for like 25 degree weather, anywhere around that or above, the houses are hot and stuffy, man. Like, I can smell my own armpits. And it's like, it's just, I just hate when it's like, I hate when you're this is what happens all the time in the summer, which I hate. You're watching YouTube. It'll more happen when you're like, your arms resting on your like legs. You're playing a game. You're playing on Xbox. Most people play PlayStation. I know I'm a loser. I'm playing on the Xbox, right? And you get that bead of sweat like go down your side. Oh my god, that is like that feeling is there's certain feelings that really, obviously like getting stabbed or shot in the head is also probably a worse feeling. But like in terms of just uncomfortableness, when that bead of sweat drops down, you're nothing worse apart from those real things. Also, if I'm on the toilet taking a shit and one of my pets walk in, aka dog or cat, the feeling of me sitting on the toilet, trousers down, and then when their fur brushes up against your leg, like it makes me shiver just thinking about it. Like, I hate that feeling. Don't walk into me when I'm shitting. And I'm not talking about it's uncomfortable because it's awkward because you're looking at me shit. It's the feeling of when they brush up against your like calf and you're like, oh god, I hate it. But yeah, so the bead or so will fall down. You're like, oh, you ignore it, you keep on playing. It gets really hot and stuff. You're like, I'm just gonna have a shower. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bath guy, so even in hot weather, I'd have a bath, which is kind of weird, I know. But anyway, you'd have a bath, you'd get out, you put on something new, like a new shirt or something. You're like, oh my god, I feel great, I feel fresh. Let me open the windows as wide as they can go. I'll turn the fan on, right? The fan is consistently blowing at you to a point where you're starting to get a headache, even, because it's only hitting really one part of your body, and you're sitting there, and then another bead immediately, and it's just like, oh god. I had to do that, and it's just like, I just think, this whole, it's only really hot here for 2 weeks. It's a misconception, it's a misconception. It's hot for about 3 months, I would say. I would say so. And when I say hot, I mean 20 degrees or above. I would say so. Tom Holland and Zendaya. God, people out there, they're rooting for that breakup. They want it. I see it trending all the time. Like Tom Holland and Zendaya broke up, and then it's like celebrate good times, come out, dun, 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 dun. It's a celebration. So you get how the song goes. You know how it goes, right? And I don't know if that's because people are like, oh, he's with her. I'm meant to be with her. Like, if she would just, like, not be with him, if she just saw me. Like, if she just gave me a chance, like, just let me be in the room. Like, if you maybe just opened your mind up to it, like, maybe you could love me. Like, I don't know if it's that, or if it's just a joke. It's Twitter. Or if it's like, no, like, Zendaya's never gonna obviously be in a relationship with me. I'm unemployed. And I live in Belgium. When would it happen? You know? It's just, you know, it's not gonna. It's like when you get to a certain age, you gotta realize I'm not gonna be a pro footballer. You know, you come to that realization. You get to a certain age, you realize I'm not gonna be with Zendaya, right? So you're just like, oh, fine, it's not gonna happen. But if she's gonna be with anyone, can't he be 6'6" and play in the NBA or something? Like, can't he be ripped with us? Like, why does it have to be Tom? Like, I don't know if it's like that because Tom Holland's little and British and Spider-Man. And as much as people love Spider-Man, I don't know if they want Spider-Man being the one to date. I don't know. It's funny, there's a big thing around it. And I personally, I'm on the train of stay together, man. All the other Spider-Mans and Mary Jane / Gwen, you know, female opposite in the films, got together. Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, and now it's like a thing. It's like those other ones all failed, and it's like, hey man, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm rooting for love here. It will prevail, and it's like I kind of like it. It's like she's tall, he's short. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? This is a bit different. It's like, oh, okay, you know, they've got all the odds against them. You know what I mean? They're fighting the odds here. They've got the whole curse to go against. It's like, you know, so I'm all here for it. I'm rooting for him. You know, he's from London. I got to root for the boy. And like, he doesn't need it. Like I said yesterday, or whenever I said it, with these Rotten Tomatoes scores just constantly knocking on his door saying, hey, rotten for all his things. I just feel like, you know, he needs it. And look, it wasn't so long ago where No Way Home came out and he was getting a bunch of love and stuff. But like, I don't know, I don't know why this is the case, because when I actually try and think about what the L's are, there hasn't really been many, if any, L's. But for some reason right now, when you mention Tom Holland, it feels like he's just been for about 7 L's. I don't know why. And it feels like, no, he needs this, not another one. So it's like, I don't know, don't kick the ladder when he's down, man. I need to burp again, but this time I won't do it directly into your face. Sometimes you just gotta burp, and sometimes it's fine, man. I think I'd rather someone burp into my face than fart. A burp is kind of more gross in a way. Like, in the first, like, I think, like, if I was in public, right, obviously a burp's naturally gonna be in your face, because heads are usually of at least more similar height to someone's head to someone else's ass. So it's like, the idea of someone burping is obviously just more gross because they're already up there and you're near it. But like, ignore that. I feel like if I was like near, like I was on a train or something, and someone burped, someone farted, and let's just say the burp is like, or a fart which is like a, even though a fart can linger and stinks more, I don't know why there is something just so like, oh, you're gross, like, oh, like, I feel like, you know, the ick thing, people get the ick and stuff. I feel like people would get the ick over someone burping and over someone farting. Like, if he was with, say, I mean, we can bring up Zendaya again, right? And look, I think most people wouldn't get the ick regardless because it's Zendaya, but I think people would care, like, would more likely get the ick if she burped across from them than if she farted. Which is interesting because one is coming out of your rectum and the other's out of your mouth, which is like, you know, a place that isn't your arsehole. But yeah, so there is something I think most people think. What is this to start? What are we doing right now? Ranking bodily fucking activity. Where would you rank vomiting next to farting? Where would you put that next to sneezing? And where would you put that next to cum? What am I saying? Why did I say that? But I do actually low key want to finish what I was saying. I just came out of my body there and realized that sounded weird, considering what I just said. I just stepped out of my body for a second and realized the shitness of what I was saying. But I wanted to be self-aware about it, but now I'm actually going to carry on with it. It's like a bad Marvel movie. You write in dialogue that like is self-aware about the fact that the dialogue is shit or the film is shit or the CGI looks shit, but then you do it anyway and you think just talking about it is excusable of it. Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. Big tangent. Yeah, so I think most people would say, burps, they would feel that way. But to me, I'm just very simple about it. And I'm just going by the facts. There's no weird, like, it's just as simple as farts smell worse and they linger. They just are worse, you know? I would rather, a burp is like, oh no, man. I can smell what you had for breakfast. But then it's like gone. I don't know why I turned into like, when I say that. But you know what I mean. That's just how it goes. I feel like the first 8-9 minutes of this, it's like I looked up and I was like, what already? I feel like I only spoke for like 30 seconds. And then it feels like I spoke about farts and burping for about 10 hours and I look up and it's been like half, like 30 seconds. Like half a minute. And it's just like, Christ on a bike. You know, I'm sweating me absolute nips off right now. To be fair, I have got a jumper on. I'm not exactly doing myself any favors, but I don't really own, not even summer clothes, just clothes that aren't jumpers. I just own a lot of jumpers or jumper if you're from, you know, sort of the Nordic region. And that's it, man. You know, and sometimes I walk around like I'll be going to work or something, and I'll be like wearing like, I'll be dressed. I'll be literally be dressed like a Sunday league football manager. Like I'll have like a big, cause I've never been a guy to wear coats, but then sometimes I don't know, but I'll just have like some like big like sort of fucking manager coat on. I'll have like a zip up tracksuit underneath it. I'll just have like some some fucking kicked out fucking holes in it, tracksuit bottoms on, and then just like some run of the mill trainers. I'm just walking around like, and when you're on the subway, when you're on the underground, you're going through London, you're cutting through Central or something, or you're going through like East into like Hackney area or whatever. It's a bit more out there, and you're seeing people, you know, dressed a bit more funky. I don't look at them and go, I would wear that, because most of the stuff is like it is loud, you know. I'm not loud, but I'm just like, in my head I'm thinking, I got a higher ceiling than this, man. I just feel like I've needed to buy clothes for a long time, and I'm always just kind of waiting for a point where I don't feel broke. But I feel like I will never not feel broke. I feel like even when I get paid, like on payday, I still feel broke. Like I don't want to spend it because I'm like, I haven't had money for so long, and now it's here. It's like I don't want like, don't you ever leave me again type thing. So I just never end up spending it on anything but travel. But it's like, realistically, I need to buy clothes, man. I need to be presentable in public. Like, I'm walking around, it's like, first impressions are important. The amount of times I went into a job interview, right, and I walked out of it and I just looked down at myself and I was like, what am I doing, man? You know what I mean? Like, haven't had a haircut in so long. It's just like, you gotta look after yourself, man. You gotta look after yourself, you know. You gotta buy, like, these are just expensive. You gotta think of it as like food. You know, you gotta buy food, you gotta buy water, you gotta pay your insurance, you gotta pay your whatever bill, you gotta do this and do that. There's certain expenses that you see as necessary, and there's other things you might see as luxury, like clothing and things like that, haircuts or whatever. But you gotta see them as necessities as well, man. It's a part of your health. Like, if you're dressing like shit, you're gonna feel like shit, man. You know, your hair, your everything. Because it's true. Like, if I don't look after myself, and I'm just like I'm naturally very spotty anyway, but I get more spots, and then your hair's all nappy, and it's just like your clothes are like, oh fuck, I got a hole in this, I got a bite. And it's just like, oh, and you just feel worse, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah, just go try and buy some new stuff. I try and follow like most of the footballers I follow is just because, you know, if they just dress cool. But I don't even know what I like to wear. I just know I gotta stop walking around, because I'm not the type of guy to even be. I know people get roasted for just wearing tech fleece everywhere. I'm not even that. It's like a tracksuit with bottoms that don't even match, and just like, you know, it's Nike. Like, people think that's a cardinal sin. Nike and Adidas together, mate. I'll chuck some fucking Under Armour in there. Fucking New Balance can join the party. We're going crazy. It's a fucking brothel of just every brand you can think of. But yeah, no. I just gotta get out of the whole tracksuit thing and just try something else, man. Try something else. You know, it's just like same old. This was just a weird inner monologue from me there. I don't usually do like weird extracts of my mind, just sort of talking about very normal myself things. It's usually stuff that's went on in the wider celebosphere of interweb. Don't know what that. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess I ran out of things to talk about, and I just thought, oh, this fucking bullshit till we get to the end. I think that's all. Though I feel like there was more things I had to talk about or was meant to, but I don't remember what they were or what they are, and I won't be able to. I did burp again. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of burps today, and it's disgusting. And you should be burping on an audio, medium. It's wrong and bad. I also like. I haven't put any of these up on Spotify in a long time because when I was broke, I cancelled all my like subscriptions to stuff, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all that. So I'm like 80 episodes, probably more behind on all those things, and I'm very scared of the day where I have to go through and upload those. It's going to be like a one day just upload. No, one day with my internet. 8 months of just trying to catch back up to get them daily, but I'll do that at some point. Get back on that, just slowly uploading them all because I've been keeping them going up daily on the YouTube thing, but I've not had one go up on Spotify now for like probably like 4 months. You don't care and you didn't ask. Yeah, this is all. This was episode 168 maybe, and if it is, then I'll see you in 169.
Here with the kids, and I got 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. Like,